So, I want to share something. I was looking back at some of my videos that I made. Look at that hair. I'll fix it while I talk. Some of the videos I made talking about one foot in one world and one foot in another. And I decided I'm going to go, well, I'm already going, obviously, because to my counselor, she's my med doctor. And I hope and I pray that she is my link to the real world. Seeing as she's my psychiatric and med doctor, if she's a real doctor, because I don't, well, nurse practitioner, I don't know who's who and what's what, or what's on the show, if that makes sense, or the filming. And, but I'm going to tell her and open up to her about why I feel I'm on some sort of filming, being filmed in some way. And these videos will help me remember. I've realized lately I'm having problems with my memory. My king picked me up. And I'm going to stop doing the disclaimers. We can just cut and edit it at whatever point if we don't get permission from the person. But my king picked me up, and they have blurping for that, bleeping or whatever. And I knew him, but I didn't. I knew I knew him. I assumed it was from Jimmy. But I couldn't place his face. And that's until I saw, King Seasonal on his truck. I didn't know it was him. That worries me. And it worries me because I don't know, part of me being acclimated is, like today, for instance. Well, I wrote it down on a receipt. Today, that's not the receipt. Today, well, let me start with the last two that I can remember. The police officer, when I was in town, this is when I was back in town for my filling out my onboarding paperwork for work. A police officer stopped me when I was on my way back from, well, didn't stop me, but kind of pulled up next to me when I was on my way back from getting a pack of cigarettes, and I swear she could have looked like, and this name, which I grew up watching her on television. I grew up watching this actress on television since I was a teenager in multiple different shows. Party of Five is one. See, I should remember the other show where she was like a medium. But I couldn't remember her name. I remembered Jennifer. But I couldn't remember, and I still can't remember. I came up with another last name first. But she looked like, I eventually figured it out, and it was Jennifer Love Hewitt. She looked like a lookalike. And I keep seeing these lookalikes everywhere. And right prior to that, walking to get the cigarettes, across from Big Apple, there's roofers doing roof work. Swear it was my brother Tony. But then I looked, and it was a lookalike. I keep seeing these lookalikes everywhere. I don't know if my eyes are playing tricks on me, my mind is playing tricks on me. That's what I would normally assume. But being as I think there's filming going on around me, I don't know if this is how they're trying to acclimate me in maybe a humorous type of way, like a kind of like where I'm like, because the camera shots must be funny. Because I think about it afterwards, because I do a double take, like, what? And then earlier in the day, I was at, the job, like, orientation thing, filling out the paperwork, basically. And a woman comes walking up when I'm sitting out front. Looks like my sister Daphne. She's holding a baby. That could have been Casey. Then a man walks up, well, prior to that, or I don't know what order it was in, but looks like Uncle Jimmy. That brought up a memory with the police, when the police woman stopped. I thought about Uncle Jimmy, the one that looked like Uncle Jimmy. And a while back, there was a police officer that one could have been a doppelganger for Uncle Jimmy. Today, it was just some mannerisms and somewhat looked like Uncle Jimmy. And then another woman walked through that looked somewhat like Bylene. The one who hired me, when I got hired, 10 or 12 days ago, his name was Don. He looks like Chris Aldi, DJ Chris. And I'm talking like some of these people, like at least for the DJ Chris one, had the mannerisms too. They had like the mannerisms of the people. And then I think, see, with Charlene, my sister Charlene, she looks so much like her mother. It could be Charlene, it could be her mom. Like she's a mini-me of her mom. As they say, mini-me. But, full-grown mini-me now. But, so, it could be Charlene or her mom. But I have a problem with faces, I'm realizing. Like, I have a problem recognizing faces somehow. There's something going on with my memory that I'm going to talk to Julie about. That's the counselor, well, the nurse practitioner, the psychiatric nurse practitioner, I believe she is. Because there's other things too, like I was watching YouTube's last night, and I think it was yesterday at least, and it ended up being Matt Damon. Now, I grew up watching Matt Damon movies. Grew up, like, I know Matt Damon. But I saw him on this, I think it was a Mars one. I was learning about Mars, colonizing Mars. And Matt Damon was on it in a documentary he must have done for a film. And, I'm like, I knew his face, but I'm like, and this goes beyond just like one of those, moments where you can't remember a name or a face. Or you remember the face and not the name, whatever. That happens every once in a while to everybody. This happens almost daily to me. What seems to be like way more than normal. It's concerning me, actually. But because I could not remember his name. Could not remember. And then it seems like through association, I can remember things. Because then Ben Affleck, see, I can't remember. I saw him somewhere else on another documentary, maybe, or something. I was scrolling and stuff, but I saw Ben Affleck, and because Ben Affleck and Matt Damon had done movies together, I could remember Ben Affleck, and then that brought up the memory of Matt Damon, like what his name was. It like connected them. The two connected. So I want to document this also because it might be helpful to either Julie or whoever I'm assuming, will refer me to, or if she handles it herself, I don't know. Yeah. Because, too, I want to talk it out in the video because I don't want to, I'm so, like, I don't know the word. That's the other thing, I forget words. But I am so on the lookout. I don't know what the word is for it, but on the lookout for, like, is this filming? Is this a prop? Is this, like, I might be, like, overdoing it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, thinking everything is a prop or a, like, so now it's causing some issues with that. Like, I'm obsessed with these trees. Not obsessed in a bad way. I'm just using it as slang. But I'm obsessed with these trees downtown near the black sidewalk. It's like, Black Tar Sidewalk near Pat's Pizza across the street. I'm like, these trees, the bark on these trees, either I've never seen this type of tree before, or I've never seen so well-defined bark and like thick, like, okay, I've got the bark, hang on. Either this was never indigenous to an area that I lived in, and it looks similar, because to me it looks similar. I don't know the trees by any means, but I've been around trees my whole life. This looks similar to another type of tree, but it could be that this tree is just so much bigger. I don't know scientifically. This is another moment where I miss my kids, because one of them would probably explain it to me, if not all of them. But it's so well defined. You see how I can stick my whole... I've never seen one that's that deep before. So I'm like, sometimes I wonder if I'm in Maine. Or because I've just never noticed them before. Or have I just never noticed this stuff? I don't know. But now I came up with a thing. I'm like, it's more reasonable to think this is a prop. How could they do a prop where the tree's roots are in the ground? Oh, to me, I'm like, they made fake bark. Like, they stripped the bark off the tree and put fake bark that they made on the tree. See, I might be overdoing it now. That's where it's going to cause some issues a little bit, right? So, yeah, I need to talk to a provider about it. Not because I'm, like, insane or anything, because I do have all this. I have filming. There's filming going on around me. There's totally filming going on around me. But, I need to find out who my outlet is, and it's got to be my medicine provider, right? You would think. Because, like, I've talked to the doctor about maybe... Well, I haven't talked to him about filming. But, hang on one second. Yeah, so I just wanted to share that, and share that, I hate when I'm filming how my lip does that. Like, I do it like, I feel like when I used to be back on drugs, and it's only when I'm filming myself. It's weird. Mannerisms are weird. Hopefully those will slowly fade away. But, yeah. So, yeah, so I'm going to keep sharing. I'm going to keep sharing as if I was at a regular meeting with just regular life stuff, and I'm going to keep sharing with, I'm kind of going to separate the two, I think, because there's an opportunity possibly for 2 documentaries here. I don't want to ruin one or the other, because what if I'm wrong? What if I'm the 0.01% chance I'm wrong? I mean, either way, there's an opportunity for 2 documentaries, because there's one I'm in real world right now. This is like, they're making it as real world as they can. I'm picking up on it, but that also adds in, if I can live in the real world while knowing I'm not in the real world and get clean and sober, then anybody can. There's that documentary. And then there's The Hole, which I think potentially they might be going with for the documentary that they're doing already. Like that one, I don't know if there's a documentary. But what I think they're doing already is a behind the scenes of Marcy finding out that she's been on some other sort of filming all these years. Mixed in with getting sober and getting clean. Like, that's all mixed in. But there's a potential for 2 here. There really is. And I don't think it's going to hurt anything to keep the 2 issues separate. Or the 2, not issues, but the 2 worlds separate. And eventually they'll collide together. This is my hope. But I don't want to ruin any projects that anyone might be doing. So I'm going to do it from 2 perspectives. While totally not believing the real world perspective, but living in it. Because they're making this as real world as they can for me. So, I don't believe it. But I know I have to live in it. So, So I'm going to come at it from 2 angles. Okay, so that's my thoughts for today. We'll see if it's the same tomorrow.